From the heart of America in Chicago, Illinois,
it's time for Roker Radio with Al Roker Jr. And now, Al Roker Jr.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Roker Radio. Al Roker Jr. We are still at Riot Fest. I'm here with my boy Dano.
What up, Roke?
How you doing, brother? You want to, while I do this intro, you want to go grab a couple more beers while the line is short? Sorry. Bring back the good shit this time, by the way. Appreciate it. Fuck you. Nothing. Thank you. So I hope you were able to tune into the last episode of Roker Radio. We talked a lot about Riot Fest. We talked a lot about some of the bands that were here, some of the stuff that we loved in the past. It's going to be in the background here. There's some other stuff that I want to talk about because there's a lot of stuff that's in the news that's going on that I thought would have been out of the news by now, but it's still going on. And it's very interesting to me. As you know, that recreational marijuana is going to be legal in the state of Illinois on January 1st, 2020. A lot of people around here are giving me the thumbs up. Yes, they are. But there has been a lot of controversy in the last 6 to 8 weeks in regards to vaping, because there have been vaping deaths. There's 18-year-olds that are given hospital interviews and they got tubes down their throat. They're like, I've been vaping for 2 years and now all of a sudden I can't breathe. So maybe it's because you're vaping when you were 16 years old, you dumbass. Dumb fuck. Not my opinion. I was reading off of cue cards just then. Not my opinion. So my question is, do you believe? Oh, and I love this one. I love this one from a few weeks ago. Donald Trump came out and went, "We're seriously looking into vaping. We have to do something about vaping. It's very dangerous. We have to do something about vaping." Guns, nothing. People shooting with AR-14s and multiple rounds and shooting up Walmarts and shooting up malls, nothing. But we have to do something about vaping. Very dangerous. Not a political show, just saying. So I want to talk to some people here at Riot Fest about vaping, their thoughts about vaping. And we're using your real name? Sure. My boy Giorgio's here. He's young. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know this shit's going to cost him a job down the road. He doesn't give a shit. He's young. He doesn't care.
He's fucking rock and roll. He don't give a fuck.
That's right. Giorgio, I love you. How you doing, brother? Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
So what is your thought about? So everyone's like, so the FDA or the FCC or the whatever, the APAC or whatever, they're like, oh, don't vape. Vaping is dangerous. Vaping is bad. So do you think that vaping is bad, or do you think that it's a whole bunch of hype or much ado about nothing? Your friends, what seems to be the consensus among the younger crowd?
So you're telling me the APA from WWF told me vaping was...
That's exactly right, yes.
They told... Okay.
They said it. Oh, so now you say, oh, well, if they said it, then I'm not going to do it.
I might switch my mind now, but what's the big deal with vaping? I don't understand why.
Well, they're saying, because people are dying, people are getting
Floating, their lungs are filling up with gases because the oils are when it's hot, you inhale all the THC or smoking whatever the fuck you're doing, but then when it hits your lungs, it cools off and then it fills up your lungs to the point where you can't breathe and shit. That's the new trend that's happening.
That's the research, or that's what I mean? Is that what you're reading?
From what I read, the research is showing that that's happening inside the lungs, but what people are doing is that they're liquefying the oil because they're trying. It's like cutting heroin or cutting cocaine. They're basically trying to make a bigger supply, so the quality is being spread thin by liquefying it with more chemicals.
Okay, so
It's
okay,
the oil.
Okay, couple of different things. Two different things here. I want to while I have you here, Georgie, I want to ask you, what are your friends who vape, what are their thoughts on vaping? Are they scared to vape? Do you know anyone who has stopped vaping? What kind of seems to be the consensus among the millennials?
Well, after hearing that,
No. Forget about what he said. He might have read that on the back of
explode.
He might have read that in Hustler magazine. We don't know. Okay, but I'm saying, your friends who vape, are they still vaping?
For sure.
Are they worried about the consequences of vaping?
I don't think so. I mean, they're too busy vaping to.
Well, that's right. They're so fucking stoned they don't give a shit. That's a good point. They're so stoned that they don't care. Well, what you're saying is, and kind of what you're saying goes to what I was thinking, because it can't be like all of us. Now, first of all, I was one of the first people in the country to talk about e-cigarettes. I brought back e-cigarettes and e-cigars from the AVN convention, the adult convention. Thank you, Giorgio. I appreciate it, brother. I brought back e-cigarettes and e-cigars. You've probably never seen an e-cigar. E-cigarettes and e-cigars.
Killed everyone.
They had them at the porno convention in Las Vegas in 2008, and I brought them back, and we had them on the Man Cow show 11 years ago. I can actually, next time you're at the crib, because I still have them.
Have it?
Yeah, I didn't smoke them, but I'll show them to you. So I knew about this stuff before anybody knew about this stuff. But when I heard about this rash of deaths and rash of respiratory illnesses, I'm going, all of a sudden people aren't getting sick off of vaping. It's got to be they're getting a hold of a bad batch.
No. I mean, the shit that I just told you is what I read in the last 2 days, because I'm not here nor there. I'm just like trying to do my own research. Obviously, there's a lot of propaganda and bullshit out there. I think it's maybe a governmental warfare. At the moment the shit's starting legal to be more legalized, it's like
trying to cut down on some other way of it.
But there's a lot of fucking kids that are dying off, meaning yes, there's a bad batch. And from the research I've done, that's exactly what it is. There's a fucking group of bad batches going out because cats are trying to cut this shit and make more profit, to the point where the quality isn't what it was. And I mean, so
that's no different than anything. Yeah. That's no different than but they could be doing that with your flour. They've been doing that with your coke and your meth for years, right?
Right. I mean, the FDA is not going to do that shit about fucking the eggs that you buy or the food that you buy. You usually find out about it after you shit your life away for 4 days straight, and you might die of fucking diarrhea, because you're so dehydrated. We could literally die from fucking anything. But it's just one of those things, like, you got to keep an eye out for it if you do it. I mean, I read about it because it's all over the headlines, and a lot of fucking, notable sources are talking about it. So I'm intrigued. So that's why you wanted to talk about it. I'm like, cool, man. It's a good argument to have because a lot of people I know do it.
Well, I know you don't do it. But with the stuff that has been going on in the last couple of months, would that scare you enough to stop you from vaping?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, like, let's say we're at a party or something, and I wanted to try it or something like that. It would make me more prone to not doing it even more so, because I don't even fucking know who it's coming from. I mean, I obviously trust my friends, so whatever be the case, they're alive, they're fucking smoking, whatever. But if it's one of those things like some fucking dude in the middle of a crowd at a concert's like, hey, bro, you want to hit this? Be like, bro, eat a dick.
So if you knew where it was coming from, or if your friends handed it to you, you would be like, okay. But if you're at a concert like this and somebody goes, hey, bro, want to take a hit, you would think twice about it. Or if this was something you did, you would think twice about it.
I'd make your ass hit it before me.
Wow.
Hey, bro, test that shit out. Test it out.
A young lady just came and sat over here by us. Do you want to give your name?
Yeah, my name's Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
I'm great. I took a hit of someone's weed in the crowd, and it turned out great.
Okay. See, well, I guess you've answered my question. So was it weed or was it vape?
Like a pen. So you can do a field test. You see how fast that shit moves. You know, if it moves too fast, it's fake. That's what all these kids are dying from.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. If it moves too fast, it's fake. What are you saying there?
Oil in a cartridge better be slow. It better take a while to get through to you.
What I told you is that shit's liquefying to the point where it's thinning out, and that shit fucking hardens in your lungs. So what Jerry said is that when you see that pen move back and forth, when you look at the liquid in the cartridge, it shouldn't be floating around like it's water.
Okay, so you're not saying like, oh, if I take a hit and it's like a one-hit wonder and I get fucked up immediately. You're not saying that. You're saying take a look at what they're giving you, and if it's like mobile oil and shit, then it's good shit. It's but if it's loosey goosey, then it's been cut. It's been watered down or whatever you want to call it.
Smoking carts from China, and they don't even know. That's what all this stuff is from. I bet it's not flavored vapes. I bet it's like
fucking China.
Not even real.
It's because of the tariffs. It's because of the tariffs that they're fucking killing us now.
Yeah, they send us those research chemicals as retaliation.
So, see now, it's fucked up because it's you know what, you're like, I did the research and I've been looking this up and blah blah blah. I'm talking to a 20-something and I believe her much more than I believe you. I'm being honest. I believe
what she just said.
But she's a lot more attractive than you are, so I'm still gonna believe.
That's some fucked up bullshit. I know you longer.
So wait a minute. So you're saying to me, is this what your friends are telling you? Is this what you guys? Is this kind of common knowledge? You're saying this shit's coming from overseas. Where are people buying this shit from?
Their dealer tells them it's legit. It's not. He just wants to make some money. He orders it. You can get that shit on Amazon. You can get that shit off the black market. You can get it anywhere. Fake carts are everywhere, and it's so easy to imitate packaging. You don't know.
But if you've had, what if you've had your guy that you've been getting your shit from the last 2 years? Should you trust him, or can you not trust that person anymore?
Never trust word. You gotta look at it, taste it, get someone else's word.
So check this shit out, bro. So I literally read the other day that motherfuckers are selling like the packaging on Amazon of reputable dealers, but if your cartridge doesn't have like a number or a stamp that they're used to make it like legit, they literally sell the exact same packaging on Amazon that these homies are fucking making the shit in their basement or their garages using the packages, and they could fucking give it to your dealer. So if you're a homie that you like, it could be us, like we're best friends that trust each other, but you might have bought some shit that has the correct packaging, but to Jerry's point, that shit's loosey-goosey and you've never tasted it like that, you've never seen it rolling around like that. It could have been tampered with, but they had the exact packaging because they buy it on Amazon, and all these cats are selling it because packaging can't get you arrested.
You say that? You think that's the case?
It's easy as that.
All right. Well, so check the packaging. Make sure that whatever it is you're vaping, whether or not you're vaping THC or you're vaping Fruit Loops. Well, what about these people? What about these people who say, "Well, I was doing Juul"?
I mean, that shit, I'm just blown away by. I've never tried that. I've fucking seen people doing it. I think that's just crazy. That's like, I don't know. That shit just crystallizes your lungs. They don't even know what the fuck's in that.
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not looking at you like you're crazy. But if you're taking vitamin D supplements, if you're taking vitamin C supplements, that shit isn't regulated by the FDA either.
No, bro, you're totally right. I was actually at a street festival on Division the other day, the Renegade Fest, and some chick was telling me and my girlfriend about how you got to check like certain CBD because CBD uses hemp, but she told us, and it fucking blew my mind because I didn't do this research yet until somebody told me that a lot of the hemp that's grown is actually used to fucking absorb all the crazy toxins and minerals that farmers that fucking farm hemp, like, they use it basically to absorb the material so other parts of their agriculture doesn't get hit by it. So then they resell that hemp to be used to fucking make CBD. So
it's hemp. So it's CBDs that are basically it's chemically pesticide CBDs.
In the CBD, and that could potentially fucking hurt you and kill you too because you're fucking basically rubbing the CBD stuff or taking the drops that were based out of concentrated from hemp that was sourced with a shitload of toxins in them. That fucked me up because I use CBD for like back pain and.
Well, you tried to get me on CBDs, and if you recall, and if you want to go to the Al Roker Jr. YouTube page or go back to an old episode of Roker Radio from last year when I was talking to Ice Cube, the Big Three, his basketball league is the first league that is allowing athletes to use CBDs for pain. So now you're saying, now I have to worry about whether or not my CBDs are natural?
Bro, it's everything. Like, I mean...
But if this shit is... But if it's gone legal, there has to be some type of regulation.
I think that's the big fight that's going on. I don't think the government's allowing it to become legalized to the point of it being federally tested.
They're behind the. They're slow on catching up to all the little different idiosyncrasies of making it. The only thing that they give a shit about is the taxes. Yeah. They don't really care about the purity.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, the purity repercussions, they don't give a fuck. Because right now they're like, you know, we don't want to deal with it. We have other shit on our plate.
Roker Radio coming to you from Riot Fest. We've got, learning a lot of stuff here about vaping, CBDs, and this kind of thing. When we come back, take a real quick break. When we come back, I don't know if you've seen it, but Dave Chappelle has a special out on Netflix. He signed that huge contract with Netflix to do a certain amount of specials, and he's come out with his latest special a few weeks ago. And something that I have never seen happen with Dave Chappelle before, because Dave Chappelle is like McDonald's. You know what you're getting when you get Dave Chappelle. You know exactly what you're getting when you get Dave Chappelle. But something that I've never seen with Dave Chappelle that has happened with this latest Dave Chappelle special is backlash. Backlash from all around. What is it that Dave Chappelle is saying that's got everybody pissed off? I want to talk about that for just a little bit. This is Roker Radio coming to you from Riot Fest. We'll be back in just a second.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Okay? How's about taking a nap?
I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Do you have a question or a comment? Send us an email to alrokerjr@prodigy.net. Now, once again, here's Uncle Al.
All right, welcome back. Roker Radio here at Riot Fest. And as I said before the break, Dave Chappelle has pissed a lot of people off. Something I've never seen with Dave Chappelle and never heard with Dave Chappelle before, which is backlash. Dave Chappelle, and I say the special's been out for now probably 6 weeks now. You've seen the Dave Chappelle special on Netflix?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So Dave Chappelle, first off, do you know the name of his special?
No.
Sticks and Stones. Right. Sticks and Stones. So what the name of the special is Sticks and Stones. So what does that tell you? What does that imply to you?
Sticks and stones may break my bones,
but words can never hurt me.
Yep.
So going into it, you know that he's going to have some words that may bother you.
Offensive.
But they are just words. They are not, there is no intent behind the words. They're words. That's what I get when I hear Sticks and Stones, okay?
Okay, go on.
So there are some people pissed off at Dave Chappelle. So you go, well, who's pissed off at Dave Chappelle? Everybody is pissed off at Dave Chappelle. Everybody. Let me give you a little bit of a, well, you know, he talked about R. Kelly. He talked about Jussie Smollett. He called him Jussie Smollett because there was probably some type of lawsuit involved or some shit. He talked to him for 15 minutes, right? Call him Jussie Smollett.
Oh. That whole crowd busted out laughing because they knew what he was going to say.
Oh, they knew what he's... They prayed he would fucking talk about that shit. I'm sure, right? Oh, my God, we're going to Chappelle tonight. I so hope he says something about R. Kelly. Oh, I so hope he says something about Jussie Smollett, right?
But, Roke, how many fucking comedians out there nowadays or comedy shows that you've gone to where you're like, they're so fucking famous, they're so good, and they're so confrontational that you're looking forward to them touching on a topic because you know they're going to say it as you're probably thinking but can't say it out loud.
There are very few comics in my lifetime that are like that. Richard Pryor was like that. Yeah. George Carlin was like that. You know what I'm saying?
And they're legends.
Louis C.K. was like that.
And then he fucked up.
Well, you know, that's something for another. We talked about that, about, you know, when does he finally, when does he finally get to come down off the cross? So who was pissed off at Dave Chappelle? Everybody's pissed off at Dave Chappelle. Black people, and I've never seen black people turn on Dave Chappelle. And I go on Facebook, and they're like, fuck Dave Chappelle. I'm done with Dave Chappelle. What? Because Dave Chappelle is talking about R. Kelly and Jussie Smollett? Really? Really? Fuck. First of all, he's a let me just go down the line here. Let me go down the list. Now I'll get your thoughts on it. The people from the Michael Jackson documentary are pissed off at fucking Dave Chappelle.
Funny. You're just coming up with these topics, and I'm just remembering what he said during the fucking special. It was amazing. I thought
because they're like, hey man, that shit's not funny. It happened to me. That's just not funny.
It's not funny in like the realistic terms, but it's not like he's like, yes, this is good that it happened to you.
Dude, he could tell a joke. A comedian could tell a joke about stubbing your toe. And if you stubbed your toe 10 minutes ago, that joke wouldn't be funny.
True. You'd be like, what an asshole.
But you can't. What the fuck? They're playing taps in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. But anyway, so first of all, if you go out there on stage and you think that I need to try to appeal to anybody else other than myself, you're done. You're done. You're done. Your career's over. Oh my God, I can't talk about Michael Jackson. Well, oh my God, what if the guy that what if one of the two kids that may or may not have gotten molested by Michael Jackson get pissed off at me? Oh my God, what's going to happen? So they're pissed off at him. Then he talks about the alphabet people. And he says there's an unwritten rule in Hollywood and in comedy. And I thought that he was going to talk about, talking about Jewish people or something of that nature. And he goes, you can't talk about the alphabet people. And my wife turns to me and goes, who are the alphabet people? And I go, LGBTQ. And she goes, oh. So the alphabet people are pissed off at him. So you got black people. You got, he really went into detail about that. You watch the special, but he really went into detail about it in regards to how he talks about they're not one group. They're 5-6 different groups, and they all have their own factions, and they all go up against each other. And I mean, he really got into detail about it. So
he put him in a fucking car and basically simplified who's pissed at him for what reason and how they're pissed off at each other over the attention each gets. So he fucking kind of creatively just kind of dissected why those groups are violently pissed at him and then kind of reinforced. And then he pissed them off even more so for the stuff that he's basically saying, hey, I was fucking joking, but go ahead.
Asian community's pissed off at him because he made Asian jokes. He said, oh, what if I was an Asian and I talk like this and I look like, and his wife is Asian. But everyone's pissed off.
He's got kids that are Asian.
So my question to you is, do any of these groups have a right? Look, if these guys were molested by Michael Jackson, doesn't this guy have a right to not tell Michael Jackson, specific Michael Jackson molested me jokes, which they were? You're remembering now. I see you're convulsing, remembering them. Is it disrespectful for him to tell those jokes? If you are someone who may have gotten the shit beaten out of you because you're transgender, or your daughter or your son or your transgender child got the shit beaten out of him in high school, shouldn't he have a little more respect? Shouldn't he have a little more compassion for what's actually going on rather than standing up on stage, telling jokes, and making millions of dollars off of it?
Listen, man, I don't know. Maybe it's a horrendous comparison, but I think comedy's like porn.
This ought to be good.
There's something for everybody, but there's some that you're just not going to be into, that's going to offend you, that other people get off on, that fucking ring true, or your ex-girlfriend banged the fucking black dude or did this or did that or fucked a horse and you're not into that. Bro, you showed me those videos, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I like your analogy. Go ahead.
But think about it, like some people get off on certain, so somebody enjoys it, somebody doesn't enjoy it, somebody gets disgusted by it. It's a completely two-sided spectrum or pendulum. It swings one way or the other. You're going to have the fans, you're going to have the critics. You can never fucking win. And I think that's the point of his comedy, is that I'm going to offend somebody no matter what I say, because it's going to fucking ring true to one side or another side. Somebody's going to be pissed for something he says. To answer you quickly, I don't think that comedians should be hit by the standard of, oh my God, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're this or that. Comedy was always, like, at least in the 60s, 70s, 80s, back in the day, there was violent shit coming out. I mean, think about some of those old school, like, Dice things, the George Carlins, the fucking, who'd you say?
Like Sam Kinison or something?
But no, who was the fucking black dude that set himself on fire?
Oh, Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Dude, there was all kinds of racist shit going on stuff. Those dudes would not survive nowadays. But the point of the story is that even Dave Chappelle says, like, you guys are making me broke. You guys are going to get me fired. You guys are getting me kicked off of TV shows. The dude stopped doing comedy because of this, because there was so much people butthurt over something that he's not meaning good for you, that you got raped or this happened to you. It's just what he's thinking about, he's writing about, he's trying to be creative about. Bro, I just say that certain people should not be listening to this. If you're going to be fucking pissed off because you know he's talking about a specific topic, why are you watching it?
I'll go even a little bit further than that. You say certain people should not be watching this. If I turn on Bozo Circus, okay, do you know what I'm expecting to see? Bozo and a circus.
Yeah.
If I turn on Dave Chappelle, I'm expecting to see Dave Chappelle. I know what I'm getting. Yeah. Dave Chappelle did not come into my living room one night and start telling jokes. Yeah. You had to make a concerted effort to have Netflix pick up the Dave Chappelle special, stream the Dave Chappelle special, and watch the Dave Chappelle special. It's even more so than even, this is something that someone in radio like me has had to deal with for years, where they go, oh, well, menace to society. We can't have this person on the radio. And we all go, just change the station. But, it could be, hey, the mechanic changed the station while your car was in the shop, and you got on the station, and I came on, and I said something that offended you, right? Okay? You can't run across the Dave Chappelle Netflix special. Would you agree with me on that?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So if you are watching the Dave Chappelle Netflix special, then you know what you're in for. And if you haven't seen the Dave Chappelle Network special and you just heard him say, well, he said something about the LGBTQ community, or he said something about transgenders, or he said something about people who are molested, and you didn't even see the special, and you're getting all boo-boo faced over it, then shame on you.
You just said boo-boo face.
I did. I got that one from you.
Yeah, you did. Nah, bro, it sucks because the dude doesn't mean ill will, and it's just like, okay, so I heard about the whole, like, the Asian community was fucking hating on him, but I didn't know that it was, like, everybody, even the black fucking population, because I didn't think it was that bad other than him.
Because, dude, he's one of us. He's one of us. He's one of us. You don't understand. The whole rest of the world is against us. We can't have one of us being against one of us. That's how a lot of people think.
But
go ahead.
Okay, so my stance, because we kind of talked about this maybe in private. I don't think we did a podcast. But the whole fucking R. Kelly thing is just fucked up, that a lot of people still support him sorry, man, but there's a lot of black women out there that are still like, I'd still sleep with them. All them bitches are lying. Oh, the cops don't know what they're talking about. There's a lot of support for R. Kelly, even though this shit's been continuing for 15 years.
Dude, there's a lot of support for R. Kelly. There are people who are going to support everybody. Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone. Hey, one of my best friends was a pimp.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay?
Who is it?
It was Dennis Hoff, who passed away last year.
R.I.P.
But I knew Dennis. But there were a lot of people who read his book, or at least get the book. You know how you do the book on tape or whatever?
Yeah.
It's called Art of the Pimp. Just download that book and listen to it. Dude, there are people who are like, got letters, got email, go, you are the biggest, you corrupted my daughter, you're the biggest asshole, I'm going to kill you. But I knew him. So the point is, you're never going to please everybody. Nobody ever knows the whole story. And it's funny to me that people forget that Dave Chappelle is a comedian. His job is to make fun of things and make people laugh. He is a comedian. If Tom Brokaw said it in the middle of the NBC Nightly News, I'm dating myself, he hasn't been on NBC Nightly News, that's different. This is a comedian on stage. If Dave Chappelle said it getting out of a cab one day and it was caught on TMZ, that's different because he's on the street. If he is in a comedy club, in an arena where he is performing comedy and he is on stage performing that comedy and he says that, guess what? It's part of his act. It's part of his routine. You have to take it for what it's worth, which is a comedy act. It's a comedy act. Listen, thank you, Dano.
What up, brother? Yeah.
I want to, if you have any comments about Dave Chappelle, whether or not he crossed the line, didn't cross the line, vaping. Do you still vape? Would you let your kids vape? Do you vape? I'd love to hear about it. Shoot me an email, rokerradio@gmail.com. Social media at Al Roker Jr. all across the board. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we had some fun, and I'm sure that these topics, we'll talk about them a little bit more in the future. But thanks so much for spending some of your time with me. Al Roker Jr. You can always, don't forget, tell a friend, tell two friends, subscribe to Roker Radio on iTunes, and then you'll get the latest episode, boom, as soon as it's available. Al Roker Jr., thanks again to the people at Riot Fest. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.